In the heart of the city, an encampment on the University of Toronto campus has become the focal point for impassioned pleas as students and community members rally to address the ongoing crisis in Palestine, demanding the university to divest funds which are allegedly supporting the Israeli genocide of Palestinians. Join us as we present a series of interviews with protesters, offering a glimpse into the minds of those advocating for change in the face of adversity. My name is Gabriel Meissner, and you're watching rptv News.
Hi, I'm Susie. I'm a resident of Toronto, and I'm here for a number of reasons. I wholeheartedly support the liberation of Palestine. U of T has a special place in my heart because I'm actually a graduate of U of T many years ago, and I've been supporting the students here at U of T who have been addressing the genocide, have been trying to get U of T faculty and President Gertler to address the investments and the funding of Israeli institutions and arms, basically. And they have worked so hard for almost 7 months to no avail. And I completely agree with them that they've exhausted all means of doing so. And from what I understand, that's why the encampment's happening. I absolutely support them. What do I hope will change? I frankly hope that Israel's occupation of Palestine will end. I hope for a ceasefire yesterday. We're all watching in real time a genocide. My study at U of T specialized in the Second World War and Holocaust and European history and politics. And I never, ever in my life thought that we'd see what we are seeing take place in Gaza and the West Bank. And one of the things we often studied in university, it was the great question was, how could this happen? How could so many people have witnessed this? How could so many people have stood by? And I will say what many are saying now, which is, if you want an answer to that question, it is exactly what you're doing right now or not doing. What are you doing to stop a genocide which is happening before our very eyes? That's why I'm here. I've been to a number of the actions that the students here at U of T have had, and they've had very good turnouts, but nothing like today. They've worked so hard for this. And I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled for them to see as much support as there is here today. There are tons of people. There's wonderful energy. And I think people absolutely stand behind them.
So first of all, I'd like to say that we're here as a group of diverse people from all different backgrounds and races and religions. We have a lot of Jewish allies here with us, and we love Jews. We have nothing against them. This is against Zionism, which is a political ideology. And we're not against any race or group of people. Here you can see the most diverse group of people that you can imagine. So the reason we're here is because there's an ongoing genocide in Palestine against the Palestinian people, for which there is like a plethora of proof and sources. For example, if you want to refer, you can refer to the case in the International Justice Court that South Africa did, which they documented all of these cases of genocide very well. And it's undisputable at this point, and it's been going on for 7 months. And any person from any background or faith or race who has any sense of justice in their heart and any sense of conscience is going to feel absolutely repulsed by what's going on, and the injustice and the genocide and the crimes against the Palestinian people. So that's what we're here to stand for and voice our opposition. Same as it's been done in the previous wars of colonialism like Vietnam and Iraq and other places. There was always protests against them. This is the protest that we're doing for this injustice and genocide that's going on right now.
One more time.
My experience has been overwhelmingly positive. I've seen nothing but peaceful protesters. These protesters are not calling for any sort of hate crime. They're not calling for any sort of violence. We're not attacking anything. We're not burning anything. It's just the fact that we're just speaking about this is upsetting some elites, I feel like, who want this war to be continued, and they want this the Israeli crimes to go unnoticed. So all this negative coverage and all these baseless accusations of anti-Semitism and everything that has been going our way, it's all basically just a bunch of lies to silence people and to silence all these students and all these people here protesting, because we have so many Jewish allies here with us today. You can see, like, if you take videos, you can see all the signs that our Jewish allies have put, you know, Jews against genocide and so on. And we have Jewish faculty members with us. We have Jewish students here with us. So the fact that, and it's well documented, you can find so many videos of it and so many Jewish people speaking out. So these accusations of anti-Semitism are so baseless and such like absurd lies that it makes you think that, like, it makes you wonder why people are trying to cover up, and what are they exactly trying to cover up? What are they trying to silence? I just wish for the war to end as soon as possible, and for the Palestinian people to be liberated from the river to the sea. Thank you.
My name is Marco Lagrada. I'm here today with my organization, the Revolutionary Communist Party, to lend our support to the students here at U of T who have occupied at the moment behind me the King's College Circle, in support of the Palestinian people. We're obviously a criminal war being waged against the Palestinians at the moment. We have over 30,000 people dead. A large chunk of those are women and children. And the reason we're out here today in Canada is because without the backing of our government, without the backing of the American government, the regime in Israel wouldn't last a single day, wouldn't be able to carry out its crimes without the support of our governments. So we're out here to challenge our government. The students here are calling for divestment from arms companies that are supporting the genocide. And as a member of the RCP, we're calling for the removal of this government and the removal of imperialism everywhere. Because without imperialism, without capitalism, the profit motive, there wouldn't be wars, there wouldn't be oppression, there wouldn't be occupations of other people's lands. So we're out here to get that done and to organize for that. So far it's been an electric atmosphere. It's one of the biggest demonstrations I've seen in Toronto in a long time. And we're obviously seeing big demonstrations everywhere. We have occupations in Vancouver, occupations in Ottawa. An encampment just went up the other day. And obviously the inspiring occupations all throughout the United States, which harkens back to the protests against the Vietnam War back in the day. So in a lot of ways, the students here, I think they're sort of retying the knot of history. And we need to spread this movement, spread it not just to other campuses, but spread it to working people as well. I think working people have the ability to shut down the economy and to stop the shipment of arms to Israel. So I'd also say, yes, we've got to build on the campuses, but we also have to build it into working class communities like Regent Park and all across the city and all across the country. We're here because all of these things are connected. War, oppression, occupation are all symptoms of a senile capitalist system which only cares about profit. The reason why we back Israel, our government backs Israel, the reason why Biden backs Israel, it's not because of anything moral, it's because they have a strong ally in the Middle East that allows them to control the Middle East, control the oil, control the resources. I think someone once described it as Israel like a big aircraft carrier for the United States in the Middle East. That's the reason. It's for the big profits of the big oil companies, big business in America, the big banks on Bay Street, on Wall Street. So all of this is connected to the profit system, to the capitalist system. And we're here today to explain that. And there's lots of young people today who I think identify as communists. It might seem strange after the fall of the Soviet Union, but there's never been more people who are looking for a revolutionary solution to the problems that we're facing in the world today. So we're here to put forward that message and get people organized behind that message. I'm a member of the Revolutionary Communist Party, and what we're trying to do is to build a mass revolutionary party to help bring working people to power. You know, the billionaires, the politicians, Bay Street have destroyed the country, have failed working class people. They've screwed us time and time again. And we say that the only solution is to take the commanding acts of the economy, take the big banks, take the big oil refineries and so on into the hands of working people. Revolutions are coming to Canada. The encampment movement that we're seeing is just the beginning, is just the opening shots, I would say, of a prolonged revolutionary crisis and revolutionary movement. But revolution alone is not enough. Working class people need a leadership, I would say, the same way that soldiers need their generals, armies need their generals. That's the role I think a revolutionary party plays. We're not like the other political parties who go into parliament and lie and fill their pockets. We're a party of the streets. We're a party of working class communities. We're a party of the factories. And so this is what we're trying to build, and we're trying to get people organized in this party.
This is not like when I was a student and we protested Vietnam. The interests are quite different. This is protesting Israel. And yes, students should be very careful about their identity. This is definitely going to affect their future if it can be proven who they are. It's because there's a whole bunch of things at play here. It's the fact that there's Israel, which is a military state. There is the armaments that everybody's making money off of. Like the money, the armaments that are going to Israel from Canada, we are making money off of it. And probably even people like me who have investments, a lot of investments in the banks, there's probably stuff trickling into my accounts. And I hate to say that. I do know this. I know that's how things go. 15 years ago, when I went to Israel, I really wanted to see the old city. I wanted to see all the history, all the religion, and of course I had met many Jewish people. I knew lots of Jewish people here in Toronto, but I didn't know a single Palestinian. So what I did, which I thought was smart, from a research standpoint, I stayed in a Palestinian hostel. And outside the Palestinian section of the old city in Jerusalem. So that, and went on a couple tours that were incredible, and they were Palestinian run. So I was treated really well, and everything went well. I did have a couple experiences and that weren't so satisfactory, and those were with Israeli soldiers. These kids, these 18, 19-year-olds in full military garb. And they're everywhere, by the way. They're on a bus. You've got one in the bus shelter. They're everywhere. And that's who is working in the airports, too. And that's the second place that I was bullied, where this woman kept yelling at me. And why? This kid, this 18-year-old kid. So you got a passport, and you say you picked it off the street. Who gave it to you? And why did you take it? And what do they want from you? So she carried on like that, interrogating me for 15 minutes when I was on my way to leaving Tel Aviv. Can't believe I have never been treated like that in any country. And I've been in several, 5 different Muslim countries. Were countries where there was Muslims. So, there was that, and India, China, places like that. Never been treated like that before. And of course, then I was, what can I say? Assaulted in the old city. I was coming back from a day of touring, and what happened was I was just walking back. In fact, I was dying to get back and have something to eat. So I wasn't paying really attention. The shops were closed. It was 5 o'clock. Get home, get to the hostel, and this young guy comes down the street, no big deal. I think, anyways. And as he walks by me, he's coming towards me, and I didn't even take note of him, what he looked like or anything. It was an 18, 19-year-old kid, male, and in military garb with a rifle over his shoulder, and of course, loaded pistol and shells in his waistband. And as he went by, he just took his elbow and he smashed it into my elbow and hit me as hard as he could.
And what did that look like? It was like
Well, it didn't look like something that would have happened by chance, because he really smacked me. And I've played sports a lot as a child and as an adult, so I didn't go falling on the ground. If I was not somebody who had played hockey, for example, I would have gone sprawling on the ground. He hit me that hard. It was totally unprovoked. I have never run into that kind of behavior before. I asked a young Jewish guy here at one of the protests I went to, who was raised in Israel. I asked him, I said, did you grow up in Israel? He said, yes. I said, well, I had a really unusual experience, and I need to know why this happened. And I said, why did that so I gave him the details, and I said, why did that happen? And why did that young kid hit me for no reason? And he said, that's nothing. That's typical. He said, that's a young guy. He's punch drunk on power. And in Israel, you're either with us, meaning the Israelis, or you're against us, which means you're with the Palestinians. And the fact that you stayed in a Palestinian hostel and you went on Palestinian tours and you ate in Palestinian restaurants, that means you're with them. I said, but I wasn't. And he said, it doesn't matter. It's all about optics. What I did expect when I got to Israel, I had researched, and I did know it was what's called a police state, but that's not true. It is neither a police state, nor, I might add, is it democratic, because number one, it's a military state. It's soldiers. I didn't see any cops. I saw soldiers everywhere. And secondly, in a democracy, you don't have one group of people who are like trash and the other people who are like in charge. And that's the only thing you could say. It's not pretty, and there's nothing there that would have enticed me to go. In fact, a lot of my friends, I've talked to several friends my age, people who are also seniors, and they said, I wouldn't go to that place. Because they are either married to somebody who's Jewish, and so they have the inside scoop. They didn't have to go there personally to see what's really going on. See, we don't know what's going on, how people live there, because we don't get any news. And remember what happened with the wars, this particular war. Some of the first people who were shot are the journalists who were targeted. They don't want any news getting out. This is just like Vietnam. We didn't know what was happening in Vietnam. I was 17, 18 when those kids were being shot in Vietnam. But we didn't see anything on TV. And it's the same here. We don't see this stuff on TV, and Israel does not allow it. Is that a democracy? Really? I don't think so. And no other places like that I've been to.
My name is Louise. I'm here as part of a Jewish contingent that is standing in solidarity with Palestinians. We've been doing this for many months and are affiliated with organizations that have been fighting for Palestinian rights for many years before what happened in October. But everything has become really heightened since October, and it's very much being presented as two opposite sides in this, and that's not what it is at all. This is about guaranteeing equal rights for people in Palestine, and it's really important to demonstrate that this isn't a Jewish against Palestinian issue. I haven't been here very long, but from past experience, these gatherings are always very friendly and supportive, and the people here are really committed to standing up for human rights. The key message at today's protest and for this encampment is for the university to be accountable for their decisions. The funding that they provide to organizations that invest in weapons and other things that are used against civilians in Palestine, a university shouldn't be associated with that. So all of these people are here to demand that there is more accountability from this university in terms of what they invest in and what they support. What I would really like to see is more Canadians recognizing that this is their government that's supporting what's happening in Palestine. It's not just in Gaza, it's also in the West Bank. There's international law to protect everybody, and when countries are allowed to break international laws and not be held accountable for it, it puts us all in danger. So what I'm hoping to see is that people can understand this is a political fight, not a religious fight, not an ethnic fight. This is about politics and human rights, and it's important that everybody understands our government is complicit in this. I encourage people to learn more, to come out, to actually talk to people who are here, not to use the media and random accounts online to understand what's going on. These are really peaceful protests that are just seeking equality for Palestinians. Thank you.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And please follow our social media platforms. And for more information, please visit our website.